In today's lecture, we will discuss Zero PCB technology and its role in electronic prototyping for embedded systems and IoT engineering. When engineers design a hardware system, they rarely move directly to manufacturing a professional printed circuit board. Instead, they build functional prototypes that allow them to test circuit behavior, verify electrical parameters, and validate firmware interaction with hardware components. One of the most widely used platforms for this stage is the Zero PCB, which is essentially a blank prototyping board with isolated copper pads arranged in a grid structure. Because the pads are not connected internally, engineers can design circuits freely by manually routing wires and soldering components. This makes Zero PCB extremely valuable for rapid hardware development, circuit debugging, and educational training. Let's move to the next slide. A Zero PCB acts as a blank hardware canvas. The board contains isolated copper pads spaced at 2.54 mm, which corresponds to the standard spacing of DIP packages and most through-hole components. Since there are no predefined copper traces, engineers can create custom electrical connections by soldering wires between pads. For example, suppose you want to build a microcontroller-based temperature monitoring system using an Arduino Nano and ADHD11 sensor. On a Zero PCB, you would insert the Arduino Nano headers, place the sensor module, add pull-up resistors, and route connections between power, ground, and signal lines using short jumper wires. This manual routing process allows engineers to visualize circuit topology and modify the design quickly before committing to a manufactured PCB layout. Let's move to the next slide. In practical engineering, several prototyping platforms are available, each serving different stages of development. The most common ones include breadboards, Zero PCBs, strip boards, and custom PCBs. Breadboards are extremely useful during the initial experimentation phase because they allow temporary connections without soldering. For example, when testing an ultrasonic sensor or building a simple lathe control circuit, breadboards allow quick modifications. However, breadboards are not reliable for long-term operation because connections can become loose. This is where Zero PCBs provide an advantage. By soldering the components permanently, the circuit becomes mechanically stable and suitable for extended testing. Strip boards contain continuous copper strips that simplify routing but limit design flexibility. Custom PCBs, fabricated using CAD tools such as KeyCAD or Altium Designer, are used for production-level hardware once the design is finalized. Let's move to the next slide. The performance and durability of a Zero PCB largely depend on the substrate material used in the board. Two commonly used materials are FR2 and FR4. FR2 is a phenolic paper laminate reinforced with resin. It is inexpensive and widely used in low-cost educational boards. However, it has lower heat resistance and can degrade under repeated soldering. FR4, on the other hand, is a glass fiber reinforced epoxy laminate, which provides excellent mechanical strength and thermal stability. Most professional PCBs use FR4 because it can withstand higher temperatures and mechanical stress. Typical Zero PCBs follow standard specifications such as 2.54 mm hole spacing, copper pad diameters between 1.5 and 2 mm, and board thickness around 1.6 mm. These dimensions ensure compatibility with common electronic components. Let's move to the next slide. The process of assembling circuits on a Zero PCB involves several engineering steps. The first step is schematic design, where engineers draw the circuit diagram using software tools like Proteus, Eagle, or KeyCAD. Next comes component placement. Good placement reduces wiring complexity and improves signal integrity. For example, power regulators and capacitors should be placed close to the microcontroller to reduce voltage fluctuations. The third step is soldering, where components are permanently attached to the copper pads. Proper soldering ensures both electrical conductivity and mechanical stability. After soldering, engineers perform wire routing to create the required circuit paths. Finally, the circuit undergoes testing and debugging, where voltage levels, signal behavior, and functionality are verified using instruments such as multimeters and oscilloscopes. Let's move to the next slide. One of the most critical technical skills when working with Zero PCB is precision soldering. High-quality solder joints ensure reliable circuit performance and prevent electrical faults. A typical soldering setup includes a temperature-controlled soldering iron rated between 25 and 40 watts, solder wire, flux, desoldering wick, and PCB holders. The soldering process involves heating both the pad and component lead simultaneously, allowing the solder to flow and form a smooth conical joint. The solder should fully wet the pad and lead to ensure proper electrical conduction. Common soldering defects include cold joints, solder bridges, and dry joints. Cold joints occur when insufficient heat prevents proper bonding. Solder bridges create unintended electrical connections between adjacent pads. Engineers must inspect solder joints carefully using magnification if necessary. Let's move to the next slide. Zero PCB boards are widely used in real-world embedded system development. For example, engineers often use Zero PCB to prototype IoT sensor nodes that collect environmental data. A typical IoT monitoring circuit may include a microcontroller such as ESP32, a temperature and humidity sensor, a voltage regulator, and a wireless communication module. These components can be assembled on a Zero PCB to create a compact and reliable prototype. In robotics projects, Zero PCBs are used to build motor driver circuits and sensor interface boards. In power electronics, engineers build voltage regulation circuits and signal conditioning modules using operational amplifiers and filtering components. Because the board allows complete design flexibility, engineers can quickly modify circuit layouts and test different configurations. Let's move to the next slide. Programming hardware prototypes built on Zero PCB is typically done using development tools such as the Arduino IDE. Engineers write firmware using C or C++ to control hardware components connected to the microcontroller. For example, an Arduino-based circuit on a Zero PCB might read analog sensor data using the analog-to-digital converter, process the data, and display results on an OLED screen. The Arduino IDE compiles the program and uploads it to the microcontroller via USB. Engineers can monitor system behavior using the serial monitor, which displays sensor values and debugging messages in real time. This tight integration between hardware and software makes rapid prototyping highly efficient. In professional engineering practice, careful design optimization and validation are required to ensure reliable circuit operation. Engineers must consider power distribution to prevent voltage drops across long wires. Signal integrity is another critical factor. High-speed signals should be kept short to minimize electromagnetic interference and signal distortion. Noise reduction techniques such as decoupling capacitors placed near integrated circuits help stabilize the power supply. Mechanical stability is also important. Components should be secured properly to prevent vibration damage in mobile systems. Engineers must perform functional testing, environmental testing, and reliability testing to ensure that the prototype operates correctly under real-world conditions. Let's move to the next slide. To conclude, Zero PCB technology provides an essential platform for rapid electronic prototyping and engineering experimentation. It enables engineers to transform theoretical circuit designs into working hardware systems quickly and economically. By allowing flexible component placement, manual routing, and easy modification, Zero PCB helps engineers refine designs before transitioning to professionally manufactured PCBs. For students and researchers working in embedded systems, robotics, and IoT development, mastering Zero PCB prototyping techniques is a valuable skill that bridges the gap between theoretical electronics and practical hardware implementation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture.